in those 7 months, you've talked about Willy Paul's work ethic, right? And you said you admired his work ethic. But tumeona stories out here, we've seen how, people say that, some allegations, this person is like this person is like this, he's that, he does this. Even the former artist Miss P, kuna point yenye alifika, and she had some very, very serious allegations against him. So what was your experience? Did you experience the same?
Of course, there's so many things being thrown at him, whether they're true or not, I don't know. But the thing that for me, ningefanya power for myself is just learning, because platforms are for learning. You meet people for different reasons, right?
Right now, if he reached out and he decided, Telani, you're in a space where you've come back to pursue music, you're done with school, let's revisit our contract, let's go back to working together. Would you go back to, Salido Records and actually consider a long-term partnership? So what's up, everybody? This is Kenya Online Media, your number one source of entertainment news. My name is Eve Nyaga, and my guest today is a lady who trended for a hot minute some years back when she was signed under Salido Records. And then kidogo kidogo, she disappeared from the face of the earth, and now she's just here to answer some of the questions, atuambie what she has been up to, what she's working on, has anything changed, and we also get to know, her journey and everything. So she goes by the name Telani right now, but kitambo tulikuwa tunamjua kama Queen P. So Telani, welcome to Kenya Online Media.
Thank you so much. How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm also doing good. I love your hair and everything.
I love yours as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, so introduce yourself to the people who are watching and tell them who you are. Yeah.
Yeah, so my name is Telani. I am a singer and songwriter. I'm also a mental health advocate these days. That's what I've been working on, and I would be glad to talk about that. And an aspiring producer. Yeah.
You're also living out the daughter of renowned singer Micro.
Yeah, he's my dad, he's my G. I love him so much. Yeah, he's a G. Yeah.
Hebu tuambie kwanza, where did you disappear to? Tulisikia 1 minute Queen P, and then everything shut down. We knew there was this gorgeous lady who was working with Willy Paul, and then okay, what happened?
So basically nothing much. The working relationship was great and all that, and then we one day just decided to, or rather I with my family decided to, maybe this is the best time to go back to school and focus on work and study, which was okay with me. It was a tough decision because at the end of the day, the future was promising. It was a nice career to partake on, but then I had to also consider my, family's decisions and ideas on how I could also take a different path career-wise, yeah. So I went back to school. It has been nice and everything, and now that everything is settled, Nikon, I can also embark, or rather do multitask, right? And test my capabilities, and as much as I'm doing work and as much as I'm doing my, whatever I'm pursuing, I can also give chance to something that I'm really into, which is music, which has been my passion for the longest time from when I was growing up and everything. So yeah.
Right. So when you talk about, that was the best time for you to go back to school, I know there are people who are wondering, why you really signed, under Salido Records, and maybe you can tell us how long was your contract? How long were you supposed to work with Willy Paul, either independently as, producing my songs as Queen P and just working together with him as well?
So I'm not sure if I should disclose how long the contract was for, but
Time span? Mm-hmm.
it was I don't think I'd disclose that, but it was just an agreement where we would partner up as a team in terms of like me being signed under the label, and then release songs under his label for some time. But then that didn't happen because we decided to take a different path. But yeah.
Is there something you benefited from under Salido Records? Was there benefit as an artist, as you yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I did learn a lot, man. I mean, from mastering the craft and like seeing how different people, um, sharpen their creativity levels in terms of singing, melody making, beat making. I, watched him do a lot of his work, and his work ethic for me is what stood out, right? So I learned that, and nikasema, if I ever go back to this music singing career, I think I'd borrow that from him, because he has such a nice work ethic. But yeah, bit making as well, I'd get some inspiration from the few people who walikuwa na kampa level huko kwa studio. So yeah, I think those were some of the top two things that I really highly took away from, my time there. Yeah, yeah.
By the time you were getting signed, I don't know, who came up with the name Queen P?
I think it was both our decision to, come up with a name from, the skills that I had, and, um, just us two, right? But then after some time, I just decided again to, take a different path, take a different path career wise. And now I decided to also try my name, because Telani is such a powerful, or rather, it's an intimate thing that I've always wanted to be known for as well as a brand. So yeah, that's where the change came in, and yeah.
So at the beginning, why didn't you want to go by your name Telani when you started working under Salido?
I don't know, because I think it was interesting for me to try that name, it made sense, it looked cool for me, so yeah, yeah.
At that time, there was all this buzz about his former artist, Miss P. So people are like, okay, are you trying to kind of replace this person with another person? Did you feel like that when you started working with?
No. I didn't know of, like, I don't think in the back of my head, like, I had that idea of, oh, there's a replacement going on, a potential replacement or an idea for a replacement. So yeah, that wasn't in my head, and I don't think that was in his head or his mind or idea at the time. It was just creativity and it fitting, right? So yeah, because I'm Leo as well, and I have to play the part, being a queen and everything. So yeah, I don't think it was a replacement sort of thing, if I may say. Yeah.
Right. So you guys did just one song that did so well, so well. Why did you like? Your collaboration was so beautiful. Like I must say, it was really really good. It did rounds. It still has a lot of views on YouTube. I think 10 million plus, if I'm not wrong. But why, if you did such a nice song, why did you end up doing just one song? As much as you said you were going back to school, maybe you could have explored, this song did well, let's do another one. Were there discussions like that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was a difficult decision for me to make at the time, because you're new to a certain type of audience. You haven't, like, had such a platform before. It was a hard decision. I'm not gonna sit here and lie at you. I just went, or rather, I just forgot about what would have possibly happened. I think, yeah, we did have like some projects kidogo. Tulikuwa na projects, other songs as well. But then at that time, I just had to do that, and maybe it happened for a reason, right? I made peace with that. I accepted it. I accepted change, and I embraced it, and now here I am. Yeah.
So at that time, Paul, for taking too much time on this, but there was a controversial rate card. Your rate card was so expensive. Why? Okay, who came up with the rate card in the first place? Was it his team or your team?
It was his team, and I get to know, or rather, I get to understand why it came to be how it was at the time, because I think most people out there don't know how much time, effort, and resource goes to coming with a project as big as what we managed to do. So it made sense for me, right? So yeah, so it's more of appreciating the team, the efforts that these guys who pulled up like such a thing, giving them a chance to feel appreciated, and hata wao pia wasaidike, and wakwe na hiyo benefit for the sacrifices they made, the creativity they came up with, So for me, it was an understandable, red card. Yeah.
Did you ever get to use it somewhere, brand deals, going to schools, performances?
Yes. I mean, it did help, yeah. But as much as I didn't like get to be at the label for such a long time, you see, I seek to enjoy like most of the privileges that might have come from that, whole project, concept. But it made sense for me, and teams should be like that. I would highly recommend.
So, like, do you ever regret that decision of, it's time for me to go back to school? My family wants this for me, yet I have this platform that I would have used to make my name big and just blow up. Because I mean, there are spaces you can get into, and hapa lazima tu nisonge na hii kitu.
I have never regretted that decision. Maybe because my dad has, successfully made his name. And for me, like, I'd, learn. I think I had that perception of I would, if there's anything I'd learn from someone, I'd learn it from my dad. And if he successfully made his name, achieved everything that he's achieved, I think for me, it was a no-brainer for me to just choose what I desired ndani ya Maji, because at the end of the day, you have access to studio time, and hanging around with the big boys and people who've made it in the industry. But again, there's also like a desire you have to like pursue your dreams, your other dreams and goals, and visions that your parents also have for you. So I don't think I have regretted, making a different decision. But at the time that I was there, I did enjoy myself to the fullest.
How long were you there?
A couple of months. I think about 7 months. Yeah. And I learned as much as possible. Yeah, I made connections. I saw the people's work ethic. I met different people, nice people, and everything. So yeah, it was a nice time for me. Yeah.
So in those 7 months, you've talked about Willy Paul's work ethic, right? And you said you admired his work ethic. But tumeona stories out here, we've seen how, people say that, some allegations, this person is like this person is like this, he's that, he does this. Even the former artist Miss P, kuna point yenye alifika, and she had some very, very serious allegations against him. So what was your experience? Did you experience the same?
Not really. Yeah. I don't think I have been in a situation where I, experienced a bad experience with him. So yeah, for me, I was just, focusing on, of course, there's so many things being thrown at him, whether they're true or not, I don't know. But the thing that for me, ningefanya for myself, it's just learning, because platforms are for learning. You meet people for different reasons, right? People are sent to each other. There's a quote that says that, right? And for me, nikiwa hapo, the only thing I have done is, just learn to benefit myself, to grow myself, have some few takeaways, and that's that. Hizi mambo zingine, I don't know, but I did enjoy myself. I learned a few things that, of course, again, I learned, and they are forever my takeaways. Yeah.
So you've said that there are other songs that you had done, in the span of 7 months that you were under Salido Records. Like, what happened to those songs? Are there any plans of ever revisiting those projects?
I'm not quite sure about that, but if there's a chance to, release more projects, I mean, I'd be down 100%. Yeah. So I'd be down. Yeah, why not?
Are you friends with Willy Paul?
Yeah. Yes.
Still communicate?
Not as much. Yeah. but we're in good terms. Yeah.
So right now, if he reached out and he decided, Telani, you're in a space where you've come back to pursue music, you're done with school, let's revisit our contract, let's go back to working together. Would you go back to, Salido Records and actually consider a long-term partnership?
Um, I think, yeah, it'd be open for, we are creatives at the end of the day. If we had that idea of like us singing together or doing a collab together, that would do. But then again, if we also had an idea to like do something different, like freaking movies, coming up with nice movie ideas or anything, any other projects, I think I'd be down. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So, what's your biggest? Okay, you've talked about the biggest takeaway that you had. I learned about this. I learned about this. Did you make any friends in the industry that have actually helped you as well along the way?
Yes, I have. And, I've got to interact with them and also see how, people relate with each other kwa hii industry, man. People are friends, people come through for each other. And I think I admire that more than anything, right? It could be people like businesses and, finances for certain peoples in the industry, haiendi poa, but that community, that sense of community and coming together and like still pushing each other, I admire that. And I want to be in spaces like that, because at the end of the day it feels like family more than it feels like work. When I get kanasema. So yeah, I've met some few people who are really supportive, telling me to like, yeah, go back, do your thing, because at the end of the day it seems like this is what you were born for, right? And so yeah, I think with a few people that nimepatana now, they're nice, really creative people, and yeah, there's just genuine love out here for industry. As much as nimesikia different things about the industry and how people are fighting against each other.
Say that the artists, big artists, they do not support the artists who are rising.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot, and to some extent, I've seen how that looks like, right? But then at the end of the day, with the few people that you meet that are actually genuine, you just include them as part of your team and push each other, right? So yeah.
So now that I think when you released Pressure back in 2021, and that was it. So now you're back. You go by the name, Telani. That's your official name, but that is the name that you're using as an artist. And maybe someone would think, okay, maybe you'd have maintained Queen P because ilikuwa ishashika, watu walikuwa shaijua, wana relate nayo. Maybe ungeendelea tu nayo as much as you are out of Salido.
What's my take on that? Yeah. So I think for me with Telani, by the way, you guys don't know, but I started my music career way before I was known as Queen P. Right?
You've grown in music.
But yeah, people know me as Queen P, and it's happened to be a song that trended and everything. But then I just felt like at that time I couldn't um do or pursue music that I was pursuing back then. You know what I'm saying? Because the audience was different from the audience that I had picked nikiwa Telani. Yeah, so I just thought that it would be a nice idea to just come back with the same name that I started with, because it deeply resonates with me. It was my first baby. That name was time yenye nilikuwa na try ku meet people, and it carries weight for me, the struggles, the sleepless night in the studio. So I just decided to come back as that, and because of the different genre that I'm trying to bring back to the industry. It's new, it's a mix, and hopefully it's gonna be accepted by people out there. But I just decided to just stick with that name. Yeah.
Does that mean that Queen P did not resonate with you? Was it just for this time tukiwa na wewe?
I wouldn't say so. I just felt like I just want to be known as Delani, and yeah. just stick to that as my brand name forever and ever.
What new genre are you trying to introduce to the people, to the Kenyan people, to your fans?
So it's a mix of everything. It's Afro pop, it's dance hall, it's also R&B, but more to the African side. I actually do have a nice song that I worked on. It's on Spotify and of course all audio platforms. But I'm releasing my official video for that first song tomorrow. Right. So I'll share the link with you so that guys can also support and let me know your thoughts on that. But yeah, it's just Afro pop, dance hall, and a mix of just nice sweetness. Yeah, that I'm trying to release out there and just share with people, and just not put in my library mahali, right? So yeah, I hope you guys love it. I can't wait to share this and more projects with you. Yeah, but that's the reason why.
So I saw on your IG, you were asking or English, and we remember in Pressure you were more into Swahili. So has that changed right now?
No, I'm still trying to find a perfect balance of and not be in a comfort zone. Yeah, this is what, like, English is what I genuinely most of the times flow with and vibe with. So I'm trying to have a mix of both, languages, but especially Swahili, because I had Kunezi stereotypes that you probably won't hit if you sing more of English. But then it's like, yeah, I want to just find that perfect balance and see how I can just incorporate the both genres, both languages, and just make a masterpiece.
Now
Yeah.
we have the likes of Akina Nikita who are doing really well.
Yeah, they are. But
Still maintaining English, purely.
yeah. I think
Likes of Bridget Blue.
I'd prefer doing like a mix of both. Yeah.
All right, so let's circle back to the influence that your dad has had. He's been in the industry for long. He is well known. He is a legend in the music industry. Has he had any influence on your musical career?
Yes, he has. That man. I feel like I'm living his, like, a female version of him, and I feel like growing up I used to admire him being outside at night because alikuwa naenda live performances and also band practices and all that, and he used to tag me along. And as much as I didn't like understand what was going on at the time, I just used to admire the passion he had for his fans and for people he was creating for. And yeah, he has had such a big impact, or rather influence, in my music career. I've picked some melodies from him. I've picked some of his icon that he looked up to, back in the days. So yeah, he's had such a big impact and influence, and probably we'll release a song together. Yeah.
Anyone might think, maybe we would hope that you might follow in his footsteps. Tunakuona kwa Mugithi, you become such a big hit, doing hits with, Mugithi stars as well. Have you considered singing Kikuyu?
Yeah.
Tuanze kwanza, can you speak it fluently? Okay.
I can understand and I can speak. Yeah, kidogo.
Can you sing it?
But I can sing it. Yeah. I don't think I can sing Kikuyu, but I do understand it vizuri, and I think it's about practice. Yeah. So I think we actually do have a planning on working on a project. So it's more of, me doing more practices and like mastering the craft vinye. I'm a master, right? Yeah.
Okay, so you have a project coming up together.
Yes, but I don't want to talk about it, Sana. But yeah, we've had a conversation around that, and we're trying to see how that would be.
He's also controversial in his own way, especially, the way he sings, the messages in his songs. Does that affect you in any way?
Imagine, no. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, kuna times then maybe it's extreme, but then I don't think about it that much. Yeah, because akiwa home he's a normal guy. And there's a way you can actually separate, and understand that this is work and this is not what he truly means or aspires to be, or you know what I'm saying, that's not him, because at the end of the day, when you talk about art is being as free as possible. It's having imaginations. There's more to art, right? And so there is no way I could let what he sings or what he talks about affect me in any way, because I know him as his true self. Like I know this man, right? So yeah, haijai affect kabisa kabisa.
Nakanga chini mnasikiza ngoma zake na yeye. Like, is it uncomfortable? Because they're a bit on the, sexual side.
No, and kama ni extreme, I probably don't understand. So haijai kwa awkward. Yeah.
Interesting. That's very, very interesting. All right. So, what else, after the project that you're working on, what plans do you have? And before we even get to the plans that you have, would you consider getting signed to another label again?
Yes, as long as it's making sense. I mean, as long as the benefits are you know, like really, really, really making sense for me, I think I'd consider it. But yeah.
What kind of benefits would make sense for you?
Um,
Especially being, you've the influence that you have with your dad, he will tell you, my girl, do not accept this, do not accept this. This is bare minimum. Hakuna kufanya hivi.
the thing with that, the thing with having a connect, or rather a community of people who know what a good contract looks like, that influence like creeps up on you every single time, right? So I would know a good contract when I see one, right? Because there's so many people, first of all, I'm involving, especially my dad, and people that, he's looked up to over the years. But yeah, I'd know a good contract from a bad contract. So yeah.
So what are you working on after, the single that you're about to release? The one that we'll be seeing tomorrow. I think this will go on air tomorrow.
Yes. Oh, nice. That's in perfect timing. So I think definitely more releases, more collabs, more songs, more projects. I'm also seeing how I can actually start something that would be more dedicated to the women of Kenya. This would look like, making donations for sanitary towels for people who wouldn't necessarily afford this, pads and everything. Other than that, I am really into mental health advocacy. And so if anyone out there would, actually want like affordable and inclusive therapy, reach out to me, right? Because at the end of the day, we're living in a world or a time where mental health isn't much talked about. You go to the gym, get to see a trainer, right? But then on your mental health is where you draw the line. Ukiwa na stress, uko like, I'll probably get, you know, you know, I'll get over it. So at the end of the day, as much as you need a nutritionist for you to find that, nice body and, lose some weight, is the same way you should also have a therapist who Ata is not a much it's not much about them knowing a side of you that not so many people know, but it's about that connection. It's about you being well enough and sane enough to make right decisions. So yeah, I think people should have a therapist, someone that you can actually air out everything that you need to air out. And yeah, ndio kwe tu on that road of you're just okay everywhere, mentally, emotionally, physically, yeah, take care of your mental health.
So does this have anything to do with a personal experience that you've had that had you in the gutters? I went through this and I had to seek mental, I had to seek counseling. I had to go see a psychiatrist. Yeah, to help them take me out of this rat hole that I was in.
It wasn't okay, yeah, partially that, because we've all gone through stuff, right? Growing up, trauma, we all have a story. So for me, I actually tried a therapist out of, someone recommending it to me. And once I tried it, like it made sense, And being in a public space, or being in an environment or a space where you're mostly vulnerable, you're seeing artists want to try to make it, and at times it's not making sense for them and all that, it can take a toll on someone's mental health. I've seen people being alcoholics from pressures, social media and everything. And I think it's important for me to at least talk about that and make people get that assurance, yeah, there is help, right? And something that also deeply cut through, pierced my heart knee, the fact that most artists won't probably go to a therapist. Why? Because they have that what thing to preserve. Like, they have, the ego won't let them reach out to for help or to people, right? So it's just a matter of, yeah, spreading awareness about mental health and mental wellness, and break the stigma, right? Because, yeah, the more unakaa na hizo vitu zako umejifungilia and whatnot, you have to have that balance, yeah, work and life and social media and influence, and because at the end of the day, you're a human. There's a lot you can do and a lot you can do. Yeah, and I think it's important that we start talking about mental wellness as much as we talk about, oh yeah, I'm a superstar, So yeah, it's more about that. Yeah.
So I'm taking you back once again. That time when Willy Paul announced about, you're signing. You know how the internet gets. People comparing, people saying, oh, huyu atafanyiwa hivi na hivi, oh, this one is sleeping with this person to apate this kind of deal and everything. Like, did that affect you at that point? Like, did that lead to you wanting to go see a counselor? To go see a counselor and seek mental...
Imagine, at first, imagine I thought that like, wow, I'm afraid. Kwanza working, with a certain artist and all that, like, it was a scary experience for me, right? But then at the end of the day, I had to, like, it didn't affect me. Funny enough, I thought ningetroliwa, like, nini, but even with a few comments nilikuwa naona, it haikuwa inaingia kwa akili yangu. I don't know why. Maybe because I was prepared, and nikiingia, I knew what I was signing up for. But at the end of the day, yeah, it was a nice experience for me once again, and I don't think hata nikiwa under him, I never went for a counseling session or to see a therapist.
Maybe you can also tell us some of the collabs you might be interested to do.
Collabs, I'd be interested to reach out to people.
Some of those artists might watch this.
Yeah. First of all, I'll start with my social media handles. I am available on, TikTok and all social media handles as Telani, right? So on IG is _Telani_, and then on YouTube, TikTok, it's basically Telani, right? About collabs, I don't know. I'm open to all, like, sort of artists. Ikweni,
When you're eyeing, nataka kufanya collab na this and this person. I want to do a collab with Ben. I want to do a collab with Nadia. I want to do a collab with this person. I feel like they will bring good vibes to my songs.
I love me some Benso, some Bien. Nani mwingine, Tanasha is also doing some pretty dope song. We have Victoria Kimani with her album. She first of all was a nice, like, inspiration from way back, right? So yeah, I'd be open to them and a lot more artists that I can get a chance to meet. Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add on?
Nothing else. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I look forward to, us working together and, like, doing more interviews and whatnot. But yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you as well for taking time to come and join us. And yeah, let's make sure that we support Telani. We listen to her music. Yeah, tumkaribishe back again with a bang, right?
Yes. Thank you.
See you next time.
See you.
Guys, endeni pale kwa Instagram, YouTube, TikTok ya Telani. Go show her some love and keep it Kenya Online Media for more. Bye.